Welcome to Mount and Blade Warband. This is a mixture between a combat simulator and a medieval role-playing game. The basic plot line is that you are some person that just comes into the world and you are trying to gain renown for yourself. You can choose to aim for eventually running your own kingdom, or you can settle for being a loyal liege lord to your chosen king, or you can just be a mercenary. Welcome, adventurer, to Mount and Blade Warband. Before beginning the game, you must create your character. Remember that in the traditional medieval society depicted in the game, war and politics are usually dominated by male members of the nobility. That does not, however, mean that you should not choose to play a female character, or one who is not of noble birth. Male nobles may have a somewhat easier start, but women and commoners can attain all of the same goals, and in fact may have a much more interesting, if more challenging, early game. So our character is male. You were born years ago in a land far away. Your father was an impoverished noble, a traveling merchant, a veteran warrior, a hunter, a steppe nomad, or a thief. Your character's father was an impoverished noble. You came into the world a son of declining nobility, owning only the house in which they lived. However, despite your family's hardships, they afforded you a good education and trained you from childhood for the rigors of aristocracy and life at court. You started to learn about the world almost as soon as you could walk and talk. You spent your early life as a page at a nobleman's court, a craftsman's apprentice, a shop assistant, a street urchin, or a stepchild. We were a page at a nobleman's court. Our father was a baron. He had his own lord to whom he pledged fealty underneath the king. As my father was declining, he sent me off to this nobleman's court so that I could learn more about court and about politics and leadership. And so, as a boy growing out of childhood, you were sent to live in the court of one of the nobles of the land. There, your first lessons were in humility, as you waited upon the lords and ladies of the household. But from their chess games, their gossip, and even the poetry of great deeds and courtly love, you quickly began to learn about the adult world of conflict and competition. You also learned from the rough games of the other children, who battered at each other with sticks in imitation of their elders' swords. Then, as a young adult, life changed as it always does. You became a squire, a troubadour, just like a bard, a university student, a goods peddler, a smith, or a game poacher. We're gonna go all out in nobility. We became a squire. Though the distinction felt sudden to you, somewhere along the way you had become a man, and the whole world seemed to change around you. When you were named squire to a noble at court, you practiced long hours with weapons, learning how to deal out hard knocks and how to take them too. You were instructed in your obligations to your lord, and of your duties to those who might one day be your vassals. But in addition to learning the chivalric ideal, you also learned about the less uplifting side. Old warriors' stories of ruthless power politics, of betrayals and usurpations, of men who used guile as well as valor to achieve their aims. But soon everything changed, and you decided to strike out on your own as an adventurer. What made you take this decision was, we're going to say wanderlust. Only you know exactly what caused you to give up your old life and become an adventurer. You're not even sure when your home became a prison, when the familiar became mundane, but your dreams of wandering have taken over your life. Whether you yearn for some faraway place or merely for the open road and the freedom to travel, you could no longer bear to stay in the same place. You simply went and never looked back. Alright, before we continue, I'm going to do a quick recap of our character. We grew up as the only son of our father, a nobleman who lost power throughout his life. When we came of age, he sent us off to be a page at another nobleman's court in order to more properly learn about the court and about politics and leadership. When we grew older, the nobleman to whom our father had sent us apprenticed us as a squire to his lead knight, which was a big honor for us, and we spent many years learning art of swordplay and fighting. However, as we got older, we gained a wanderlust, and it was time for us to make our own way in the world, become an adventurer, and ride to our destiny.